What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 151, and we start today's episode off with a game against Newcastle United here, the opening day of the Premier League, taking on the side from St James's Park. And as you can see, the side has changed a little bit. We're using the custom information we made in the last episode, and if you didn't see the last episode, episode 150, it was an hour-long special, which was live. Of course, we played a Community Shield final in that game. We won it by 4-2, and of course, we did lots and lots of transfer business. So as you can see, the side has changed a little bit. We've got a few new players in the starting 11 and on the bench as well. Of course, the headline signing was Gareth Bale. So if you missed that last episode, I'll do a recap of all the transfers in a couple of episodes time. But if you missed the last episode, the big signing was Gareth Bale coming into the side. And of course, Christian Eriksen joining on a free as well. So side has changed a little bit, not too much. We have spent quite a bit of money. And of course, we're also going to get to take a quick look at Glenn Robinson as well. We put in a bid for this guy in the last episode. So you can see him there in the number 7 shirt, holding midfield slot. We put in a bid for him in the last episode, 7.5 million, and we're going to hopefully offer him a contract in today's episode. So we can take a look at how good he'd play against us here and whether we wanted to sign him for our side from Newcastle. But to the first chance of the game, we're coming to the 13th minute. Some nice passing, eventually found Daniel Sturridge, and Sturridge smashed the ball into the top corner. So 14 minutes into the new season, we already had our opening goal. It was Daniel Sturridge that got it some lovely passing, and I have to say as well, this custom information we made in the last episode, it really does look quite good because all the players seem to be in the right positions and everyone seems to be moving really nicely. So the custom information looks quite good, and we made it 1-0 there with Sturridge. In the 18th minute, Gareth Bale struck from range, but unfortunately the strike went wide of the post and it was still 1-0. And just past the hour mark, we win the header here with Stephen Corker. It comes to Glenn Robinson. He finds Labyad. Labyad gets on the ball and plays it through towards Walter. He's 1-on-1 with Courtois and he puts the ball wide. So a really, really good chance for Newcastle to get themselves back on level terms, but thankfully Courtois, making his Premier League debut for us, was untroubled, and it was still 1-0. In the 76th minute, once again Courtois wasn't really troubled there. Simple save for him, and he throws the ball out towards Julian Draxler. He finds Sturridge. Sturridge gets past Debussy, rolls the ball out wide towards Lamela. He puts Ben Arthur on the floor. He's down the left-hand side. Really good chance here. Swings in across, and it is turned in by Daniel Sturridge for his second goal of the game. But it wasn't actually given to Sturridge. It was given to Lamela. It was definitely a Sturridge goal, or at the very least a Newcastle own goal. But even so, Lamela was the one that for some reason got credited with it. And Eric Lamela makes it 2-0. So with 12 minutes to go, Lamela claims the goal again. It wasn't his. In the dubious goals tunnel, they would have taken it off him, but even so, it deflects off Sturridge or possibly the Newcastle defender and diverts past Rob Elliott and into the back of the net. So Newcastle 0, Spurs 2, and we're on course for our first 3 points of the season in our first attempt. In the 82nd minute, good chance for Newcastle to get themselves back in the game. Ben Arthur finds Johan Cabaye. The French pair link up, but Cabaye's shot is brilliantly saved by Courtois, and Walter's cross is headed away. So good stop by the Belgian goalkeeper, and it's still 2-0. And in the 90th minute here, Courtois claims this ball in the air, ends up throwing it out really quickly towards Daniel Sturridge's feet. He flicks it on towards Julian Draxler. Draxler tries to get past Santon, can't do it, but it's a great pass by Lamela into Draxler to seal the game at 3-0. Unfortunately, we chipped the goalkeeper, but it's cleared off the line. So we couldn't make it 3-0 in stoppage time, but the game did finish 2-0, and we were really dominant in that game. Courtois had to make a couple of good saves, but other than that, was fairly untroubled. We really did control the possession in the game, which is never an easy thing to do on AI against the AI on Legendary. But we won the game by 2-0. Sturridge should have been credited with both, but it goes down as 1 goal for Sturridge, 1 goal for Lamela, and yeah, good to get a win in our first game of the new Premier League season. But after that, we saw that Bayern Munich are going in for a player called Sumaro. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. You'll have to tell me in the comments. But anyway, he's at Lille at the moment. He's valued at £16.5 million. He's 87 overall, 27 years old. He's in our French squad as well because he is French, and we put in a bid of £10 million plus Kirikez. I'm not really sure whether that's going to be enough, because although that does match his valuation, Kirikez is valued at 6.5 million, and of course we're adding 10 million to that, so that's 16.5 million. I'm not sure whether that will be enough to secure his services, but we'll wait and see. We put in a new bid for Scott Triggs of 7.5 million plus Bentaleb, and also we then see that Glenn Robinson has indeed accepted his contract here to play for Spurs. So we just came up against him in a Newcastle game. He looked pretty decent, nothing special, but we go ahead and sign him for £7 million plus Bentaleb. And I wasn't really sure whether to accept this deal or not, because As you can see here, he's actually one rating below Bentaleb. Bentaleb was 79, Robinson 78. However, he is English, which is very important to me, and he's only 22 years old. Some very decent physical stats and the technical stats, 86 and 87 for long and short pass. And he looks quite good, medium-high work rates. He looks quite good. As a holding midfielder, just like Bentaleb was, I think he'll do quite well for us, really. So Robinson comes in, and again, for most people, that would seem like quite a stupid deal and a pointless deal, really, because we're actually getting a player that's one rating worse. And spending £7 million plus getting rid of Bentaleb, who's an okay squad player. But for me, I think it was okay, because quite frankly, as I said, I like to get as many English players in as possible for an English side, and he's only 22, and I'm very confident in getting to the early 80s at the very least with some game time. But we signed Robinson, and he comes straight into the side for this game against Rosenborg here in a Champions League qualifier. So we take on a Scandinavian side. I'm going to say Scandinavian for the time being, because I know I always get Norway and Sweden mixed up, but we take on a Scandinavian side regardless. I know they're from Norway, but I'm going to call them Scandinavian anyway, just so I don't get it wrong, just in case. We take on the Scandinavian side, Rosenborg, and I felt very confident, to be honest. So we rested most of the side. There were still a couple of first-team players out there. Fabian Schär and Courtois both started on the weekend against Newcastle, so they kept their places. But other than that, the side was very, very changed and very, very different. But the first chance would come straight from kickoff. We just passed the ball around for a little bit. I didn't want to give the ball away, so I just thought I'd pass it around and make sure we don't concede early possession and give Rosenborg a chance to hit us on the break. So we just pass it around a little bit. Kirikes gives the ball to Schär here. He finds Danny Rose with a lovely little free ball. Good touch by our left-back. Gets past his man with the reverse step over, swings in across towards Nelson Oliveira, but unfortunately the Portuguese striker can't hit the target and it goes wide of the post. So should have been 1-0 straight from kickoff, but unfortunately it was still 0-0. A couple of minutes after that though, Rosenborg give the ball away and Wickham finds Danny Rose. Rose gets past his man really nicely, crosses the ball in, and again Nelson Oliveira gets his head to it, but this time it's on target. Unfortunately though, it is saved, so still 0-0. In the 21st minute though, Rosenborg had their first chance of the game, and it comes from the right flank. The cross comes in towards the number 20, who controls it really nicely, and the shot by Soderland, is that something like that? He puts the shot in and it goes past the goalkeeper. So it's a goal for Rosenborg. Courtois couldn't keep it out, and in their first attack they have their first goal. So Rosenborg 1, Spurs 0. In the 35th minute though, he tries to hit back. Glenn Robinson making his debut, rolls it out wide to Andros Townsend, double step over to get round his man, places the ball back out wide towards Nathaniel Klein. Our right back swings in across towards Nelson Oliveira. It's headed up in the air, but how about this from Wickham? Absolutely superb bicycle kick there. He's got a lot of shot power, which is exactly why it just smashed past the goalkeeper and into the back net. I'm surprised it didn't break through the net. The shot had so much power on it. But it's an amazing bicycle kick by Connor Wickham. First one of the season, obviously. And it's a really, really awesome finish. So as I said before, you know, Wickham, who could have been going to Manchester City in the transfer window, of course, you guys saw Wickham was wanted by Manchester City. I said no, I wanted to keep him here because I definitely think he can replace Daniel Sturridge in a couple of years. And as you can see there, he's certainly going to make a great claim if he does things like that on a regular basis. Brilliant finish by Wickham, and it's Rosenborg 1 and Spurs 1. So we have that all important away goal here, away in Scandinavia. But in the 45th minute, we tried to get ourselves back in front in front for the first time straight away. Wickham wins the ball here and rolls it out wide to Andros Townsend. Townsend strokes it through towards Nelson Oliveira, gets past the defender, tries to cross it in. It falls to Glenn Robinson on his debut, and it's a debut goal for Glenn Robinson. So the man who we just signed from Newcastle United on his debut for £7 million plus Bentaleb. A great strike into the bottom corner, and it's Rosenborg 1, Spurs 2. So really good finish by Robinson there. Although I have to say, I think the goalkeeper probably should have saved it, because you see on the replay here, it's the second replay that shows it really. As you see on the second replay, the goalkeeper, he got down, yet he just didn't touch the ball at all. And when you're basically right next to the ball there for the goalkeeper, and he seemed to mistime his dive, and that's why the ball went in. But it probably should have been saved. But even so, Robinson gets a goal in his debut, and it's Rosenborg 1, Spurs 2. In the 50th minute though, how about this? Mix up between Kirikes and Courtois. I thought I passed the ball with enough power with the triangle free ball, so it would just roll into Courtois' feet and it would kick the ball out. Instead it went straight out for a corner, and from that it's crossed in, and Soderlund gets his second goal of the game to make it Rosenborg 2, Spurs 2. That was my fault. I conceded the sloppy corner, and Rosenborg get themselves on level terms so cheaply. So Rosenborg 2, Spurs 2. But in the 86th minute, Robinson gets on the ball here, rolls it out wide. Really good chance here as we cross the ball in towards Robinson. It's headed away. Welbeck heads it back in towards Nelson Oliveira. It falls to Anderson, but the shot by Robinson is easily saved by the goalkeeper, and the game does finish 2-2. So a draw away here in Scandinavia, not too bad really. We've got 2 important away goals. As I said, I really do like to score away goals. I feel a lot more comfortable in a second once I've got a couple of away goals under my belt. So Rosenborg 2, Spurs 2. I think we'll have enough. I think we'll have enough to see off the threat of Rosenborg at White Hart Lane, and we should be okay really. 1 goal and they got to score twice, so I think we should be okay. That was the final score, and the last thing you'll see us do is see that Lille have accepted a transfer of £10 million plus Kirikes for Sumaro, so that could be a great deal, and hopefully we can pull it off. But as always guys, big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, so much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow afternoon.